We are back live now. This is your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. www.bolopunchboxinghour.com. Streaming to you live as always on Ustream.tv. It was a pretty cool interview there.
Did you see the finger point, man? I brought you back to the finger point.
That was awesome. I'm glad you went back to something we agreed upon 5 years ago. That's very good of you. We still have some more past fights from this previous week. We've got to talk about Friday night fights, and we absolutely have to talk about all the upcoming fights because we're going to be ringside at some great fights tomorrow night.
Yeah, obviously we just interviewed Hernandez, and we're going to be covering that fight. I'm going to have photos up as well.
Absolutely.
You can go on legupphotos.com to get to those.
Photos will be up immediately, and the write-up will be up about June.
And I mean, you can always link it right off of bolopunchboxinghour.com as
That's
well.
the plan. Yep. Friday night in Laredo, Texas. This was the ESPN2 Friday Night Fights. First fight of the night was junior middleweight action. Demetrius Andrade knockout in the second round over Arnulfo Javier Romero. If you'd have asked me...
Another one that can't fight.
If you would have asked me, without me looking at this, how the fight ended, I'd have said first round knockout. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm remembering that Romero barely made it out of that first round. He did. Andrade completely dominated every single second of that round. That fight.
You got to remember, Demetrius fought 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, also on Friday Night Fights.
And comes right back, fights again. We had Teddy Atlas on, or we had
Teddy
Atlas. Teddy Atlas was on ESPN. Yeah, and Teddy Atlas was on.
I had him on my TV.
That's what I was basically what I was saying as well. He was complaining that Andre isn't fighting on how do you say his name? Andrade. He hasn't been fighting the caliber of opponent that he should be fighting.
Well, and there are people that say, you know what, he's only in his fourth professional fight. Does he need to be fighting, contenders and former champions?
Even though he has 250 amateur fights.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's got 200 amateur fights.
And
the guy's fought a freaking career already.
That's what
most people.
Teddy is saying. Get him in there with better guys. Why use him up?
Yeah, that's
he's young now.
To me, that's pointless. I mean, why would you fight? And no offense, but to my namesake,
your countryman.
Why would you fight a scrub like that when you've got 200 amateur fights?
You want me to tell you why? Because he has to get used to fighting without headgear. He's been fighting the last.
So there you go.
Last 7 years.
Some of us look like we're already wearing headgear,
and what is
other guys are actually athletes.
And what does the headgear weigh? Is it weight? Is it just because it's protecting you?
That's what it is. It's
How about if I hit you once
knockout.
with it and once without it? And you pick which one you like.
I'm not a fighter.
And
I'm not a professional fighter. That's not my job.
You'll know the difference.
And not only that, they wear bigger gloves than the amateurs as well. And it's a completely different scoring system. So you have to adjust into the pro ranks. Maybe he should be fighting a guy maybe a step above what he is fighting, but you do have to be careful. Just coming straight in and fighting a.
This guy was
I've got 2 words for you. 200. Okay, that should be more than enough practice. That should be. That's 2 words. 2 and 100.
200 is a number. So it becomes.
Look, go find some water to stand on. Okay?
He would go up when I stood at it. That's for sure. Junior welterweight action. I'd rather step in beer actually. Ruslan Provodnikov.
And who was that?
Ruslan Provodnikov. Say that once slowly.
You did.
Won this unanimous decision over Esteban Alvarez in the 6th round over 60-53 twice and 59-54 once. Provodnikov still undefeated, 11-0 with 6 knockouts. Alvarez only his second loss, but completely outgunned.
Yeah, I mean he had made a little bit of a fight out of it. Wasn't quite as lopsided as the Demetrius' fight, and Teddy was pointing that out as well. That Ruslan actually took on a little bit tougher guy here, but you also have to look at. This is also his 11th fight,
Yeah, he's got more pro experience. He doesn't have the amateur experience.
He does have a lot of amateur experience as well.
Not to the level
200.
Not to the level of Andrade.
Yeah, but he was also Olympian as well. So
everything over 100 though is pretty much just it's just cake at that point.
What kind of a number is that? Let's have 200 amateur fights.
I don't know, but it's only one word. And then
but you gotta assume he started when he was like 7 years old, you know. So.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna. And featherweight action, Fernando Beltran Jr. won a 12-round split decision over Miguel Mickey Roman. Beltran moving on up to 32-3. Roman moving on down to 25-5. Two Mexican warriors ready to just trade. It was a pretty exciting fight.
Very close fight. I mean, it's only one round here that two of the judges had it by.
It was closer than it was exciting, though.
Yes.
You would expect two Mexicans, you know.
You land one punch, and try to land two to get back at you.
Two yellow jackets in the Hellman's mayonnaise jar. Shake it up and see what happens. I mean, I'm not saying they were cautious, but it wasn't exactly the fireworks that I was expecting.
Yeah.
But you know what did suck is I did not know who won until I had to go online to find out who won because I thought I'd be smart, which usually never ends correctly. Anytime I start a story,
I thought
I'd be smart. My TiVo.
You added a half hour.
Everyone's TiVo. Yeah, I mean, you know, with March Madness, there's going to be some sort of a game beforehand, so it's going to start, you know, Friday Night Fights at least a little bit late.
And it wasn't even basketball; it was baseball classic. Or
so you
wrestling in this case.
Man, wrestling like collegiate wrestling.
Yeah.
I thought you meant NWA with the curly boots and the hood.
That's not on ESPN, buddy.
It is on ESPN. Old time AWA wrestling is all over ESPN Classic right now.
Okay, that would be classic.
Anyway, now you don't know the difference either.
But nonetheless, they started the show a half hour late. You added a half hour onto your TV.
Yeah, because it said Mike Tyson's, you know, biggest knockout or some crap.
No, that was that was a
he's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
That was a 15-minute show.
It was a half-hour show, live commercials. Sort of like Bolo fights. But no, the best part to that, the cool part to that story is I was actually being smart in also recording the half hour after the Friday Night Fights, and
you still cut out 5 minutes early.
Still missed the decision. So they're pounding on each other. The bell rings, and both of them throw their hands up, and I'm like, awesome! And it goes, delete or keep. And what it really was saying was, guess what, buddy? You're going online. So I apologize for that. I don't have anything all that intelligent to say about
after that
much. Yep. Peace to you too, bro. Friday night, Rama, Ontario. There's places called Rama in Canada.
They make ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles.
He just said they make Roman numerals.
He said Roman. He said Roman noodles. I know.
Ay, Dios
he
mío.
Said ramen noodles, but it's not like he said
Roman
numerals.
Roman noodles.
I've been doing a little figure skating.
They make Roman noodles there.
I've been doing a little figure skating. Finger painting? Edison Miranda. Forget about Rama, Ontario. No one cares. Friday night in London, England. Light heavyweight action. Edison Miranda, TKO victory in the 5th round over Joey Vegas, which answers the time-honored question. If Edison Miranda moves up to light heavy, does his power transfer up into the higher weight division?
Against Joey Vegas, it does.
Against this dude, it did.
Yeah.
It did not. So there are people that are going to say, "Oh, Edison Miranda hit so much harder than Kelly Pavlik." Well, you
didn't fight Bernard Hopkins.
Well, Miranda got stopped by Kelly Pavlik.
Yeah. But
so
Miranda,
he fought Joey Vegas.
We still think that his power is going to transfer here at light heavy.
What is he fighting? Paulie Philadelphia next week, or what?
He's going to have speed as well. Speed's going to transfer up because obviously light heavy guys are a little bit bigger. So I'm thinking him moving up is going to help him with his speed a little.
Well, when you already have a dynamite, pouch in both gloves, which is something that Antonio Margarito probably needs to get checked on as well. Let's go ahead and take another break. We'll be right back with all the fights that are going to get us through the week and our Golden Leaf fighter you should know, and then we'll be out of your hair, unless you're Amel.
Roby Insurance is a 4-generation